All right. So, Leon O'Neal Jr., Cypress, Texas native, number 8 safety in Texas, coming out of high school in 2018, my year. Starter, leader. 2022 Reese's Senior Bowl participant. Congratulations on that. Yes, sir. One of the most recognized and loved faces in all of Aggie land. Wild Mustang to now wake 'em up. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. Just blessed to be here. Blessed for more life when I woke up this morning, so I'm just happy.
This is why you're here, because that's a tremendous answer. So before we really get into things, as a fellow senior, I graduate next month. I'd just like to congratulate you on making it down this winding road. How you feeling about it?
It's bittersweet, It's so bittersweet. It's like, you're ready for the future, but also you don't want to leave A&M, and you just love being an Aggie, so...
It's like a special place. No, it's like no other. And I mean, you and I both, we love it here, and that's just what it is. So I want to start off with your legacy, right? So the season was what it was. I mean, but a lot of the story around you is how you've developed over the years, and you expressed that you wanted to leave the program better than when you came into it. Yeah. Do you think you were successful? I mean, I and a lot of other Aggies would like to say so.
I think I think I was successful. I think I did a great job and did as much as I could to pour as much heart and love and care into everything I did here, and I'm still doing it as I'm on my way out. So I only could do what God gave me the strength to do, and I just thank Him every single day for giving me that strength, and having the support that I have here. So for the most part, like Aggie Land pretty much made me who I am today. So like for the most part, I think we both played both sides, but there's no way I did more than what it done for me.
Yeah.
So forever, my whole life, I'll be giving back to A&M.
That's incredible. So we talk about the care. And for me, care just comes with preparation, right? Like I'm sure that you gave everything you had to this school, to this program, to yourself, really. Yeah. So I just, that's actually one of the things that I first heard about you. So you and I met in Boulder Creek over the summer, and I didn't know who else was going to be there or anything like that. But I'm like, who is that? Because I heard you talking, just like interacting with some of the guys. I'm like, who is that? Oh, that's Leon. Da da da. He works so hard. I don't even remember who told me, but he works so hard. I'm like, okay, like that's that's great. But then like no, like he goes above and beyond. I'm like, wow, okay. So then I started to kind of see you around more, talk to you a little bit, and I just want to, and doing the research, as I mentioned before, your work ethic is something that people really admire about you.
I'm getting this from Jordan Nixon.
So thank you. Yeah. So I just want you to talk about that a little bit. Like going into this season, what was your mentality and your workouts? Like what was it? This is the last go round. Give it everything I have.
Yeah.
Or where'd that come from?
It was more about like saying, I live for today, right?
There it is. It's one day at a time.
You got that 24 hours within that day, and it all starts when you wake up. You got to have a plan. You got to have preparation. And I thought I did a subpar job my freshman, sophomore year, not really understanding how to prepare as a college athlete.
Right.
I really wanted it, though. I was really passionate, same guy, really enthusiastic, but I had to put all my marbles in one basket and figure it out. So I think for the most part, like waking up early and taking 6 cups of water to the head, right, and then going out there to the track to go run and try to work on that. And then after I go to the track and run with 1500s, I go – get some food, focus on school a little bit, and then now I'm back working out with my team. And I implemented over that time, because I think I was doing it for I think this past summer was 17 weeks. Okay. And the year before that was kind of the same time, around 17, 18 weeks. Yeah. So what I implemented with that was a tremendous amount of discipline. And an unbelievable amount of work ethic. And you also I think I built a great mental state for myself where, before you cared what everybody else think, and you cared about all the stupid things that all the distractions, right? Yeah, pretty much. And then so it came down to the point where it was like, wow, I don't even care about the results anymore. Yeah. I just know I'm working.
Whatever
I think that's what
happens.
And I think that's what really changed it. It was the process for me, and it wasn't never the results anymore. Yeah. And I think if you result driven and not process driven, you'll never ever reach where you want to reach.
I completely agree with you.
So I think living within the moment and trusting the process is something that's very what's the word I'm looking for?
Essential to you.
Yeah, I just feel like people don't treat that as serious.
It's often
overlooked. It's often overlooked. That's what it is. It's like people say it, but they don't really understand what it means and really practice it. I think you actually try to like practice what you preach is something really important. So I think that's what really changed me.
Yeah, like falling in love with the grind. People talk about it. Like, oh yeah, like I love the grind. I love working.
And you gotta feed your brain. It's what you feed your brain,
That's
right?
true.
So I'm feeding my brain with like different videos of Kobe Bryant.
Kobe.
Yeah, that's like my biggest hero, right? So Kobe would do certain things. And uncommon things. Well, he made himself. It's uncomfortable things. Yeah. At first, it was uncomfortable for him, but I think as he went, he became very comfortable. And it was all about the process to him, and he never cared about the results. He always wanted to win. Yeah. But he cared about the things within winning and what it takes to win. So doing things the right way all the time, even if it's not easy. So I think that's a big leap I made these past 2 years.
Yeah. So would you say, in talking about Kobe, like his work ethic is the thing that you admire most about him?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some other things there, just in who he was and just how he saw the world, right? Like constantly wanting to improve and be better, be the best. That's his whole thing. But we love Kobe on this side. So I talked about our meeting in Colorado and just something about you that really stood out to me is your energy, right? Like it's infectious. Right. And in a quote that I found of yours, you said, this is from 2019, you said, "I can take all types of negativity from left to right. That's what makes me special. We've all got something that makes us special. We've just got to find it. I'm a star. I'm a light. As long as you believe in that, you can go as far as you want to go." One, I love that. Like, I love that quote. And two, I believe that the brightest stars have often experienced the darkest moments. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. For sure. So
I'm going to just talk about a little bit of what you experienced, and we can hop into, that and just really delve into it if you're comfortable with that. Okay. So your freshman year of high school, there was an incident of theft, right? And you were sentenced to 12 months probation, and that same year you made the move from quarterback to safety, right? Okay. So the rest is history. So a couple more things.
Smooth.
So 2 years later, you lost your cousin Keith, right? Someone you love, someone who saw something in you before you even saw it in yourself, really. In that same year, you created your staple, Wake 'em Up, and went from no offers to dozens. Yeah. Right. Okay. Throughout your sophomore collegiate season, you battled several injuries, and at the end of it, you found yourself at a crossroads. Right. Should I stay? Should I go?
Right.
Been there, and I went anyway. Yeah, here we are. Right at the end of your season, your senior season.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how you managed to find that light in all that dark. Right, like how that's not an easy thing to do. Nothing I just said is easy for anyone to stomach. And how did you overcome it?
I think as much as I created my own light, right, I created my own darkness. I think what I think and how I think, how I move and how I react to certain outcomes dictate a lot of my success and a lot of my failure. I think as I move forward within the successes that I have got, and all the failure that I have received, I think what I learned the most is all off of like my reactions towards them, right? Like my mentality towards them. Like if I, like, and it's like I said, the result of the situation, right? Like if I fail, okay, fine. Now it's like, how do you react off that failure?
What you doing about it?
Do you beat yourself up about it? Do you blame other people for your problems? Right. Like, are you being negative? In that
negativity,
and or it's the other side of it where you could be like really positive about it, like okay, I fall, I'm just gonna get back up, it's a new day tomorrow, I got a whole nother 24, I'm super juiced up, I'm super excited. Like, you got to be dramatic about your failures. What I mean? I think that's what makes you special. That's what makes you unique. I think we all have that within us, but it's the way we think and how we process it. For sure. Like, hey, I'm tired. My body hurts. I don't want to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and go run again. I don't want to do it. Well, you tell yourself that, you're already like building up.
Just making it harder.
Yeah, like you building that up to the point where it's like, okay, well, 5 o'clock hit. Are you
but
I'm not getting up. So
exactly.
like, it's really what you train yourself and how you think. I think the perspective is big. I think I tell my teammates that a lot this year when we went through some ups and downs, and life is just a roller coaster. I just tell them life is a roller coaster. Bad things happen, but I think with the great faith of God and a positive perspective, like, the storm will end eventually.
It will.
So that's the bottom line of everything. I think staying positive within everything that's going on. I think I remember like struggling. Moving with my father.
Yeah.
He was in and out of my life. My mom and him divorced or whatever.
Okay.
And that was hard for me as a kid. I got a lot of trouble. I was a class clown, but I was really passionate about sports.
Always
but I just never had that that figure that can, help me
kinda
push
ground
forward.
you. Yeah.
Like my mom worked a 12-hour job. She tried her best. She did a phenomenal job, actually.
Right, yeah.
But I just needed more, obviously. And my dad came in my life. My coach, Coach Rohan, came in my life, Coach Kobia, and they just really completely changed me. I got my first set of A's and B's. I remember getting on the phone with my mom and me and her sharing tears because I got my first set of A's and B's on a report card.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't believe I did that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like, God does so much for us, and even though we don't really deserve it, That's so true. I think that's really what life all about, just failure and the perspective of how you act in that failure. Right. I mean, honestly, you could really say it's not even failure; it's only
experience.
Yeah,
experience, another notch on the belt.
Yeah. So I mean, it's human nature to learn and keep going. Mm-hmm. So I think this was a beautiful journey for me at A&M with that. I think I've grown so much as a man, and so I'll be successful regardless.
Right.
No matter what, I'm just going to stay positive. No matter how bad or how dark it gets, I'll always shine my own light.
The light.
Yeah, I'll always be
your
the light.
Own light.
Yeah.
I love that. So kudos to you, though,
Thank you.
Just because, I mean, for all that you've done, but that requires a tremendous amount of self-reflection, right?
Yeah.
Like introspection. That's not an easy thing for people to do. Mm-hmm. It's not an easy thing for people to look in the mirror and be like,
right.
This is on you.
Right.
But you did that. And I also want to talk about your faith. So you talk about it openly, frequently, and passionately. Mm-hmm. Like, right? Passion. We're going to talk about passion in a moment. But can you point to a specific moment in your life where your faith was tested the most?
Yeah, plenty of times. I thought just my sophomore year, going through everything I went through. It was tough. Yeah. We lost certain games. I had high expectations. Yeah. I used to go on Twitter and make certain comments and stuff like that, and some fans would beat me up about it, so that wouldn't help the situation. Right. I wanted to thrive in my sport. I wanted to thrive. I wanted to be the best. I want to be the best, and I'm not getting the results that I want. You know what I mean? So, that was one thing, right? But then you start dealing with injuries within that year, and then you losing games, and you going home every night with just a depression in your heart, and you got to wake up the next day and keep going. It was hard. It was hard. And then the transfer situation, I remember all them tears I shared with my mom about, hey, I don't know if I want to be here. I don't know if I could do this. Yeah. And that's just a sigh of relief. And I was really tested at that point because I never ever been like somebody who quit. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to transfer because, it's obviously not working there for you. It's just not somewhere you want to be. Right. There's another reason to transfer because you blaming everybody else for your problems. You wrong. True. You know what I mean? That was the hard part for me. It just I was trying so hard trying to figure it out that maybe I should just take a step back and idolize God more, idolize my teammates more, idolize my coaches and these human beings around me who support me regardless more. I thought that's what I didn't do. Yeah. And so me looking in the mirror when COVID kind of hit, I don't know. Some change. And it happened because I remember thinking about Keith. And that's my cousin that passed away. Right. Thinking about Keith, and he said, hey, you're going to be the best. You're going to be the best. And he said, you're going to be the best safety in the country. But me being the best safety, not just on the field, but me being the best man that I can be. Right. So I looked in the mirror, and I just said, okay, hey, no more blaming anybody for your problems. Today we're going to live every day one at a time with an agenda, with a plan, with detail, every single day. And I think as I done that, it helped me develop a lot of trust within myself and confidence. And whether I fall on my back, I'm just all right, whatever, and get back up. But I'm going hard. hard. So I think that's what really developed that developed that trait for me as I went on, just being strong, perseverance, and stuff like that. So that was one really, really hard time in my life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it at the highest spot, but it was a very hard time for me. And for me to get over that hump shows me, like, yeah, the storm definitely is going to end. You don't know when, but if you keep chopping at it, you know what I mean, and you stay positive within that, you can always get over it. So.
Yeah. Wow. So, yeah, my sophomore year, I transferred my freshman year, but I just know how much mental energy, just everything about it, because you have this plan, right? You had these high expectations, and you want it. You want it so bad that you want it to work out, right? Like you would love to have a collegiate experience with no strife, no distress, nothing. I'm doing it. I'm receiving all the accolades. I'm working. I'm just having fun. I mean, it never works out like that, but I can definitely attest to that. Just what you're saying. So. If you had to point to one mistake, I guess, and we've touched on it a little bit, just kind of blaming other people for your problems, like what would you want other people to learn from your experience? Like don't do this. Yeah. What would that be?
First thing first is don't quit on yourself. Don't quit on yourself. That's one. And then never, ever, like, blame others for your problems.
Yeah.
I think that was huge.
That was huge for you.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, And it could be their fault. Honestly, like, it could be their fault. Like, legitimately, if you look through it and you ask another person whose fault is it, it could be their fault, right? Like, that's the hard part, when you know you're right, and you still say, "Hey, I'm wrong. I'm gonna fix myself. I could have did something better." You know what I mean? And so, I think that's the biggest thing: taking complete ownership. Yeah. Whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, I think that's what makes the biggest change through all this. You know, I think if you live like that, it ain't too much stuff that can stop you.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Okay, perfect. So I want to talk about Wake 'em Up, because I love that.
Yeah, Wake 'em Up.
I love that.
Wake 'em up.
So it started out as a note to the college coaches who overlooked you, right?
Yeah.
So then now it's kind of a reminder to look in the mirror and kind of, quote, fix issues head on.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Wake 'em Up has grown with you? Like you've experienced, there's been so much growth in these last few years.
I think Wake 'em Up is me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is me. I think it's in all of us, honestly. Yeah. I think it's the human way, you know. I think being, 22 now, you know, we got Twitter and Instagram and, like, this perfect world everybody's living in, that failure is just like drug. Yeah. Like, people, like, slander people for failure. You know, I think that Wake 'em Up deal is big, because that person that's getting drugged or getting slandered, like, they got another day tomorrow to actually, like, overcome and be the hero again. You know, I think that's huge. You know, I think that's a lot about my career. Like, I was in the transfer portal, then I come back and I'm, like, one of the top safeties in the country. I'm leading the team, and I'm finishing as one of the favorite Aggies. I love being an Aggie, you know, but, like, it just the Wake 'em Up deal is in everybody, because we deal with so much depression, we deal with so much problems, and sometimes we don't believe in ourselves. We gotta wake ourselves up. And the moment the moment we wake ourselves up, we wake the world up in a heartbeat, because we believed in ourselves 120% of the way, 24 hours every single day. We just gave it everything we got, and then everybody who ever, like, doubted us or didn't believe in us, it's just human nature, you know, to overcome adversity. It's part of Wake 'em Up. Wake 'em Up is everything.
Wake 'em Up is everything. I love that. Yeah, like, you have to believe in you before anybody else does. Right. Trust in yourself is everything. Bet on me. That's kind of how I think about it. Prove me right is something I say to myself as well. So, no, I 100% agree. So just kind of moving into that social media atmosphere. So 30,000 followers on Twitter. Right. That is no small platform, right? And you've been very vocal on Twitter just about who you are, right? Who you want to be, the man you're becoming, this team, this program, this school. It's almost like you're an open book, and we kind of love you for it. Right. So I love you for it. But you hit on it with just the slander, right? Like how one day you could be the man, top of the world, everybody loves you, and then all of a sudden something happens, and it's now the narrative has changed. So just how do you handle that? How do you deal with that? You said your sophomore year is kind of, it was a lot, you know, just kind of feeding into that and really starting to allow people's opinions kind of penetrate your perception of self. So how are you dealing? How do you fare with that now?
Yeah, I think it's all about what you idolize.
Yeah.
You know, I idolize God more than I idolize myself.
Yeah.
You know, I think a selfish, self-centered person will only see their self and never see beyond their self. I think that's huge. I think as I went, I started realizing, like, even when I was going through certain, like, stuff and depression, I still had fans and little kids texting me and they telling me how much they look up to me and I changed their life and, like, they love me and all that.
Bigger
and, like,
picture.
But, you know, I didn't care at the first. I just was another fan, right? Well, let's take a step back real quick. Like, look where you came from. Look how much you can implement into other people and change other people. You know what I mean? So, like,
the impact you have.
It's no room as a student athlete to be selfish, and I want every athlete to hear that. There's no room for any student athlete to be selfish. I think we need to use our stage that we have,
our platforms.
You know, we need to use it in a positive direction, in a positive manner every day. Even when we go through failure, we got to show the world that, like, failure is okay.
Yeah,
fail hard. And fail
forward.
Often,
fail forward too.
So I mean, that's what life is all about. Life is about failure because we're humans. You know what I mean? We're gonna have bad days, but show them within that bad day what you learned from that bad day.
The experience piece that we talked about
like
before.
I'm better because I went through that. You know, I'm better. Like, don't judge me prematurely. I'm better because I went through that. And you got to show some of these fans who believe in you, like, I'm still fighting. I'm still going hard. You know what I mean? And so, like, you give them power. And so, like, when they're sometimes, you never know, like, they're 14, about to be 18 and be a student athlete in college, they're going to look back at the moment when you DM them and tell them keep going. You know, you be somebody. Go wake the world up. You know what I mean? Like, and they don't have nothing at that moment, but when they do have stuff, they're going to really, like, take that and cherish that. And that's going to be their motto as they go. So, I mean, like, the influence we have on the world,
it's huge.
It's unbelievable.
Beyond
so
what we probably even realize.
So us spreading our light and being positive and being great people every single day is our service, and it's a disservice if we're not doing it. So I think it's huge, and that's something I try to pride myself on every single day. As long as I'm on this earth, I'm going to be a positive man and try to keep a positive perspective, whether I'm an athlete or not. But while I'm an athlete and I got the stage and I got the platform, I'm gonna really use it.
Yeah,
you know, so that's something I've been trying to do a better job at. I thought freshman, sophomore year, I was a little bit immature on social media, and obviously, like, I think people love the little jokes and the little sarcasm I use out there. But now you see the older Leon and the more mature Leon who only care and got peace and love in his heart, you know, and idolize nothing else but God Himself, and just want to make everybody better. So.
Growth. Yeah. We love growth on this side. So, I just want to touch on NIL for a second.
Oh yeah, I love NIL.
Do you? Okay, so talk about that. Talk about that love.
It's not for the money as much it was for the interaction with the fans. Just recently had a signing period during our bye week way back, and oh man, just being able to say, I was about to got to cry thinking about it. So many kids, so many adults, like it's just. So many different families just coming up and just giving love and gratitude, and we conversating and being able to bond together, like, and enjoy this great sport and how much it does for all of us, the excitement and just it's a pond of heaven. Like, I just love it because I got to interact with the fans. You know, I think that's huge, and they could get merchandise from me, and they, if they need something from me, they could interact with me more. It just mean more, you know, being able to do that and stuff like that. So,
but I think NIL is it's like a microphone, right? So we have our social medias, you know, that's great. And I love the way you use your social media. I think your spirit is infectious. It truly is. I try to do the same thing, just through my writing and just creative pursuits through this. Like, this
You're
is
amazing,
what
Jordan.
Thank you so much. Like, this is what this is for. And I mean, I also love it. I love it for that reason. So it's clear that you're a passionate person. Like, in this conversation, you just got emotional talking about the smiles that you put on faces. And I want to talk about, so you're passionate about football, obviously. You're passionate about A&M, passionate about failing forward, essentially, right? Like just overcoming adversity. What's a cause that you, like if you had to kind of sum it up into a couple words, a sentence, what's a cause that you're passionate about, that you, Leon, are passionate about?
Cause that I'm passionate about. I think biggest thing is like the mental health. You know, not just athletes and stuff like that, but I think like in general, you know, especially athletes, obviously, because we get away from our families and we got so much expectations and life be moving so fast.
Oh my goodness.
And sometimes it feel like, oh my
You're
God,
just drowning.
like it's
like you're drowning.
It's just gonna keep going. I gotta be here, be there, have this agenda, have this, and I don't have no time to be a human being and like it, you know. So
to find your zen,
your happy place
calm.
and your peacefulness, you know. So I think the biggest thing is just trying to find peace within yourself every single day, you know, and accept yourself, you know, and especially if you have failures, and always say, hey, I'm going to overcome them, and I'll just keep fighting and keep striving. If it don't work, so be it. I'm going to try to go beat it tomorrow, you know. So I mean, like, all that stuff matters. The biggest cause I think with all of us is just mental health as a human being and stuff like that. Touching up on people who are getting bullied in school and going through certain stuff in school. Like, I remember, like, all types of stuff. I mean, I was more of the famous kid in school, but I made everybody feel at ease with the same, you know, person I am, with enthusiasm.
So
and
that's
because first of all, we don't belittle people at all. We always try to uplift people, you know what I mean? So my biggest thing was that, and just trying to keep a good frame of thought, train of thought, and stuff like that. So, I mean, so mental health, I think, is huge, definitely huge going forward with me and all the causes in life and stuff like that. And I just did recently, I think it was like COVID time.
Okay.
I did a Reach program and GoFundMe, and we raised almost I think $80,000 for families and getting them food and service and stuff like that for people who lost, like families who lost their job, and they were custodians and stuff at A&M and stuff like that.
The Invisible Aggies,
yeah.
So I saw the video.
Yeah, so I actually took my time to like do everything. I did the editing, and everything, of the video. I just got in front of there. Got my girlfriend, and she like had the camera, and I was just like, all right, this is, you know. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I just wanted to make sure I implement my love and stuff like that, and help as many people as I can, you know, with the platform that we have. So. Yeah, so this biggest thing about us being humans is being happy and being peaceful. You know what I mean? So.
Finding that peace, and we need pillars of peace. And I would argue that you're one of them, right? Like you embody so much of the human spirit, right? Like facing adversity but overcoming, and the positivity and the faith, and just going back, I lost my train of thought before when we were talking about it, but seeing all those smiling faces, right? Like being able to impact a kid, or DMing someone back, you know, I love you, and you're like, I appreciate you, like, wake them up, you know, whatever it is that you say, whatever it is that you bring, we all need something to believe in. I'm a firm believer in that. And to tie it in with mental health, when you lose that, when you lose that hope, when there seems like there's no light at the end of that tunnel, things get scary very quickly. I've felt that before. So I just want to, I guess, thank you on behalf of all the people that you inspire, including myself,
thank you
for doing that and being that. So I want to talk about you a little bit more. So what do you...
I'm letting you know I can shoot too.
Okay.
Yeah, I seen the game winner. Yeah.
You saw the game? Oh, you saw the game winner. Okay. We're going to have to see, though. You're going to have to come out on court. I'm going to have to see. So outside of the fact that you can shoot, what do you want people to know about you that they don't already?
That they don't know already. I could rap.
I
could rap. I got some skills. I could rap a little bit.
So what, you about to freestyle on?
Do I got a freestyle on here?
No, you don't have to. I don't have to put you on the spot, but I mean, you could if you want to.
I feel like everybody gonna be like, do it. I want to actually write something down and come up. We gotta set it up. We're gonna set it up.
We're gonna set it up again.
We're gonna set it up.
Bet. So next question. So I kind of asked you this a little bit before. So well, actually, we covered that. What would you say to young Leon right now?
What would I say to young Leon right now?
Leon,
I say a lot of things to young Leon right now. Like, make sure you take the trash out in the morning and stuff like that.
Okay.
No, for real. No, I definitely tell young Leon, just keep going.
Keep going.
Keep believing in yourself. It's an amazing journey. Yeah. It's gonna be some ups. It's gonna be some downs. But always keep a positive head, and you'll be here in no time.
Yeah. So. I love that. Okay, so you've done a lot of introspection is something that you do quite a bit. That's obvious. Can you recall the moment where you realize, like, I'm on the right path, like I am becoming the man that I want to become?
Yeah, it really started happening. I think like 5 weeks into the workouts, I've been doing my own personal workouts.
Yeah,
like,
this past.
Yeah, like
Really?
it was times where like I was like, oh, I'm so tired, I'm so dead, but I still wake up in the morning. It's like I go on that track and go run, and I'm like, oh my God,
This
all the pain just
like,
went away.
Yeah,
I just feel free though. I feel free. Like it's not. I don't feel like it's a job. You know, it don't feel like a job. It's like I like doing this. It's like a therapy for me. Yes. I love this. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. And then going on that field and going being able to play.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm right here. I'm right where I want to be at. In Calfield, 105,000 people. Mm-hmm. You know, after all the 17 weeks of work with my teammates and my you know, within myself. So just being in them two environments, you know, like seeing both proofs of the pudding.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the coolest part, you know, being with my guys and playing for both my guys and bonding with them and trying to make sure they trying to, we pushing each other to be better men every single day and stuff like that. You know, I think that was a lovely spot for me, you know, and that's when I kind of knew like, I'm doing pretty good for myself right now, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. It's always nice to, I don't know, kind of hear about all the things that you've been through, that you've gone through, and coming out on the other side, just as a stronger, better person overall. Yeah. Someone that you can see in the mirror and be proud of. Yeah, that's like that is something. It's crazy. Yeah. Like I also just recently kind of experienced that. I think maybe it was after the season last year. I took a moment and I was like, that's really why I started crying in the Iowa State game. Yeah, because I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah. I never would have thought, right? Like, I don't know. It was surreal. But, Leon, it has truly been a pleasure. So we're gonna finish up with like a couple of quick questions. So, favorite restaurant in College Station?
Oh. Okay, favorite restaurant in College Station, F&F.
F&F.
F&F. It's like right by Los Cucos.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A, Los Cucos area. Yeah. I think it's on Texas Avenue.
Mm-hmm. So what do you get from F&F?
F&F is really good.
What'd you get from there?
It's like a Japanese grill. So I get like...
I might have to go.
I'm not a big beef guy. I've been a lot of seafood lately just to keep away from like... I'm detox. So like beef and chicken and all that stuff. Just
not your vibe
right now. Gotta watch it. Give me the bubble guts. So shrimp, the fried rice, and I think I'll get like... They got like these poppers, fried poppers. It's like... It's fried all the way around, but it's a jalapeno, fried jalapeno poppers, and it's like I think what's inside of it. Jesus Christ, crab. It's crab filled in a jalapeno, with cheese and all all the type of all the junk, and they got some sauce, special sauce they put on it like yummy sauce, and I'm like,
bussin'.
Oh my God,
bussin'.
And they got some crunchy shrimp, and it's like this tall. Oh. Yeah, and it's so delicious.
Okay, I might have to check out the F&F. I'm a vegetarian, but I'll find some. So conditioning or lifting weights?
Conditioning or lifting weights? Conditioning.
Conditioning?
For sure.
That is an unpopular opinion. You realize this? Oh, yeah. That's a big unpopular opinion. I personally like running probably better than
You could be strong on the outside, but are you strong within? Conditioning.
I love that. But yeah, condition. Okay, favorite pregame meal?
Favorite pregame meal. Yeah. All right. Salmon.
That's Carlina said the same thing. I miss salmon.
Salmon gives you that energy, that juice. I need that. Yeah.
Gives you the juice.
Salmon, shrimp, lobster.
Lobster, y'all got money.
Oh yeah. Shout out to the NIL.
Right.
No, salmon, shrimp, lobster.
Yeah.
Like. Something like in that framework or something, I go to work on. So, all
right.
Yeah, that's my move.
Okay. So, last this or that. So, movies or TV shows?
Yeah, I still at the wrong time.
Why?
Because I always watch movies. Okay. Always. I think I've seen every movie like there is to see that I will be interested to see. But like I've been watching like different movies like lately, like BMF, Power.
Oh, different little TV shows.
Yeah, and like Jaden Peavy, one of our alumni, he been telling me.
I know Jaden.
You know Jaden? Yeah. He been telling me about Power, and I was like, man, I'm not big on shows.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I had stayed up all night like the other night watching it.
Watching Power.
I like have to slap myself and be like, okay, I can't watch Power no more. This late. But nah, so I go movies.
I go movies
just because I watch so much movies.
Okay, I got you. I'm the same way.
Okay, fair.
But seriously, thank you so much for this. This was fun.
No, thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. And that's a wrap, folks.